All right. Hey, welcome into episode 0. We are in session at JackRabbit SoundShack. This is going to be a newer podcast started by me, myself, David Biggs, and Vance VanDonselaar out of his studio, JackRabbit SoundShack. Something we wanted to start to bring music to you guys in a bit of a different way than what I, at least, have seen kind of come before it. So we hope you guys really enjoy this.
Well, hello, David.
Hi, Vance. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic.
Well, let me just first say I'm really excited and thrilled to be here doing this with you. This is
Yeah, I think I'm actually really excited for this. I think this is going to be pretty badass.
We got a pretty good response just, putting it out on the internet, and already bands are coming to us and interested. And
we did, yeah. We opened the page up on Facebook today. We kind of went public with the Twitter and the Instagram. And just within a few hours, we already have a lot of interest generated, a lot of likes. And we haven't even brought anything to you guys just yet. Of course, I know you guys are going to hear all of this after all this has already happened. So this is past tense, essentially, that I'm talking to you in right now, but that's okay. Both Vance and myself are actually pretty excited about this, and it seems a lot of other people are as well.
Very excited, very excited. Well, I'm just going to open up just to get you talking, to explain this was kind of your idea, and maybe first say how we met and kind of got started, in the audio business together. We went to Media Tech Institute together, and we worked there together. And
Vance and I went through school together. We had the same classes. We ended up doing the night class for the same I guess, start time through audio engineering school. He'd been in music, playing and touring, and been in studios and all that. And I was coming in as pretty much a newcomer. The only thing that I'd done up to that point was really just dick around on my computer with music, and really had not much of an idea of what was going on with stuff. I'd kind of looked things up as far as audio engineering and all that before, just to prepare myself. But other than that, I just didn't really know a whole lot. But Vance and I both got in. We went through there, and we were actually a pretty small class,
Yeah, we were.
I think
David didn't have to study, and I had to study. And
there were, 12 or 13 of us or something like that initially, and then it kind of started to dwindle a little bit, but not much. There wasn't really a large class. And throughout the majority of the quarters, we all ended up in the same, hitting the same time slots, because we just had gotten used to each other. You know what I mean? We could have gone to different times in classes. Some of us did. A lot of us kind of kept through the same time. But Vance and I, along with a couple of others in the class, ended up doing really, really well. And I don't know if that's just because we were good at what we were doing, or because we were super cool with the instructors, or both, or what. But we ended up kind of getting, in the top of our class, along with a couple of other students. And Vance and I, along with one or two other students, ended up working with the audio engineering school out of a pretty big studio at the time here. It was Arlen Studios. When we kind of started working for them, Arlen Studios was hosting the school. And
which is known, because Willie Nelson and Stuart Sullivan worked out of there, and who's now at The Wire, and a lot of big names have been recorded out of there: Sublime and Kenny Wayne Shepherd and Willie Nelson,
Russell Crowe. I mean, you can't forget Russell Crowe. That awesome painting of him in the back, as smiling at us every time we went to use the restroom. It was a great studio to work out of. And then we ended up having to move, for one reason or another. And Arlen had closed down for a bit due to renovations, and they've renovated since reopened. And I haven't actually been in there since, but it's actually, it seems like a really nice studio, just from what I've seen from the website.
I haven't been in there either, but I've seen pictures. It looks amazing.
Yeah. And going from Arlen, just working through the school, we've worked out of Arlen, we've worked out of Bismo Studios. And Vance probably knows a little bit more about the history than me. Vance seems to be the connection man, the kind of knows the ins and outs of things more than I am, more so than myself.
Bismo was Ray Benson from Asleep at the Wheel studio, and then also interned out at Pertinalis, which David was offered that gig too, but he had too much going on at the time.
Yes, I was not able to take that internship, unfortunately.
But it's been a cool ride, and glad that we're still working together, and excited to be here to bring this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think it makes it a pretty kind of a perfect thing, since you own your own studio out here, and I guess we're kind of breaching West Austin at this point, but super open fields, really pretty area. Studio is 100% yours, and it's just something that is, I think it all kind of fell into place with this. You have your place that we can actually run this out of. And going through school and meeting so many different people, we actually know a decent amount of bands to at least get us started, to hopefully introduce you, the listeners, to music you might not have heard before, or at least open you up to genres that you may not have been interested in before. My whole, I guess, hope and concept for this is to connect the listeners to music in a way that you don't normally get to experience it. You know what I mean? Anybody can go and buy a record. Anybody can go out to a live show and see something. Anybody can look up a live performance online nowadays. Everybody's online. You're listening to this online. But it is... We're going to try and present it in a way where you're going to get the live performance. You're going to get it. It's going to come out of a studio. It's going to sound live, but it's going to sound good because it's coming out of a studio. But on top of that, we're actually going to bullshit with the bands here in studio and talk to them and get to know them. And hopefully you guys will get to know them as well. And aside from just talking to the band and getting to know the people, I really want to open this up and get to know the music that they write, how they came about writing it, what inspired this song, what inspired the arrangement for the music. You know what I mean? Like the little production stuff, which I love. That's kind of my passion as far as audio is the production and bringing a song to someone in a way that's just more than just a melody and lyrics. It's an emotion. It's a story. And that's what I'm hoping to help you guys see a little bit more of, something you might not get as much of at a live setting, or something you might not get quite as much from a record kind of deal.
Get to know the band a little bit, get to know the music more. Right. And you're going to hear, local bands. You're going to hear some bands that you've never heard of. Right. Which I'm always excited about that. I go to ACL and most of these bands I've never heard of. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, these guys are pretty cool. Or I've heard that song.
Right. And we are willing to open it up. And I mean, the hope right now, we're starting off small. This is the very beginning of something that I, at least personally, hope will grow quite a bit. And so I want to do local bands because Austin is a haven for local music, local artists. They're all over the place. But I also want to open it up to bigger bands, professional acts at some point in time. You know what I mean? That's down the road. But hopefully with listenership, you guys tuning in, if y'all like what you hear, hopefully we can get to that point and we can bring you bands that you already know and love, but in a way that you haven't experienced yet.
And I was in the beginning kind of leaning towards just making it local bands, but I like the idea. David's like, let's not just hold it to local. Let's, go ahead and expand our horizons and out there and offer this podcast to all musicians and artists. Yeah, from all walks of life, and especially with the festivals we have come through here. South by Southwest comes through Austin, ACL. We have what's now Sound on Sound, which used to be Fun Fest, come through, and so there's tons of opportunities for bands that actually come through town and play. And I'm not saying we're going to grab any of those artists playing those festivals yet, but the hope is that we will at some point, eventually, hopefully sooner rather than later. But we'll and
see how it goes.
You can find out when they're playing, where they're playing.
Of course.
Bands can come in and have an opportunity to record in the studio live, have a little interview, promote their new album or whatnot. But let's talk a little bit about the first band that we're going to have in here.
Chill Russell. So I was introduced to them by Vance. I was not aware of them. They're a band that I was not aware of just because there are so many people around here. But I found them on YouTube after Vance had told me about them, and they've got an EP mix up on there already from, I'm guessing it's a previous EP they've put out. And I've listened through the whole thing, and I really like their style and what they're doing, and I'm excited to have them here in the studio. I don't know any of the guys just yet, but I will get to know them on the 16th. Of course, at this point, when you guys hear this, it will have already happened. But I'm really excited to get to know them, get to meet them, get to see how they write what they write and the way that they write, because I think they've got a pretty good sound. I really like the way they've put it together so far, and I'm excited to hear that stuff and maybe some new stuff.
For sure. And just to tell you how I met the guys in Chill Russell, they've had them in my studio before with a band called Collabajam, and Chase Matkin, the guitar player, has been in a couple of different bands I worked with, and some different bands, a bunch of different musicians coming together in different Austin local bands, which came in here and recorded a record. and now they've kind of branched off and done different bands. And Chill Russell's one of those bands that's sort of an offshoot band of some other bands that have recorded here. And I've worked with the guitar player at the music store that I work, also at Music and Arts,
Right.
And just another audio engineer and good musician, and has been really supportive of the studio.
Yeah, well, they've got a really calm, mellow, kind of spacey sound, and everything that I've heard, at least what they have up available on YouTube right now, it's electric instruments, you know what I mean, and it's got production in there.
I think they're doing an acoustic
arrangement, right? Well, that's awesome. The acoustic set they're bringing in here, I'm really interested to see how they're going to translate what they've got on YouTube into an acoustic session, which I'm actually really excited about, because that's going to feel a little more intimate than it is from a produced record, you know. But I'm really excited to hear how that's going to translate and talk to them about their music.
They said that they had rehearsed that way, and it was definitely bringing a different aspect to their music because they're used to playing electric. And it's psychedelic rock kind of. Mm-hmm. They've been compared to the Rolling Stones. And
who compared them to the Rolling Stones?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
All right.
But yeah, they have an interesting sound, and the drummer, Patrick, also was in Collabajama and has played in some other bands that have recorded here. And they're really excited to be coming in, and I heard a little bit of what they've done, and it sounds great. I'm sure we'll learn about
some of their new stuff.
Yeah, the new stuff.
Sweet.
And
well, let's keep it a little bit of a teaser.
Heck yeah, we don't want to give it away.
Yeah, but it's going to be pretty nice, and hopefully you guys are going to get to hear some of their new stuff first in a way that you're not going to get to hear it anywhere else.
That's right.
Which is kind of cool. So I don't know how many acoustic sets they're playing out and about around town, but I don't think it would be too many.
Probably none. And they have a really good video that's out that's actually on our website that you can check out called Novocaine. That's pretty psychedelic video that you can check out.
The video, the song, the whole thing is put together, I think, pretty well. Soothing, mellow, but there's kind of a lot more to it. So we really encourage you guys to get on to our Facebook or our website, check that out, or just look them up on YouTube. Chill Russell Novocaine.
And when is that first taping episode going to be? October.
Sorry, I'm drinking a beer. The first episode we're going to tape, it's going to be October 16th.
You got it.
We won't air it then. That's when we're going to be in studio. We might be tweeting things out while they're playing. So if you guys want to follow us on Twitter, we might be tweeting out some videos. Instagram, I'm probably going to be Instagramming some of their videos live. If you guys want to check that out as well, on October 16th, we're in here from 4 to 7 p.m. for that slot, I believe.
Think something like that.
So, but I'll let you guys know ahead of time. For those of you who will be following us and watching in, you will kind of get a first look at the band playing before we actually release it onto the podcast. So hopefully that's something that you guys will like, and we'll bring you back to listen to the podcast, and we'll be promoting the hell out of all of this.
And should we tell them the website?
Yeah, right now our website is InSessionJRSS.wordpress.com. We have a better domain saved. We just have not been able to link it just yet. We are starting out. This is very much in its infancy, and we're really just trying to build hype around this right now, but pretty soon it will just be InSessionJRSS.com. JRSS stands for JackRabbit SoundShack, so InSessionJRSS.wordpress.com right now. But you can also find us on Twitter. Like I said, you can find us on Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. We're on Facebook. And it's all, just look us up at InSessionJRSS. I'm sure you will find us.
Go like our page, share it with your friends, spread the word, because it's a big group of musicians in this town, and word travels fast, and we hope that everybody tunes in, at least takes a listen, checks it out, and learns something, or,
absolutely
learn something new about music.
And please, if you have any comments, suggestions, anything you'd like to hear on the show, anything that granted, this is still, in its early stages, but if you hear something that, you guys aren't liking too well, connect with us. Contact us. Twitter, email, InSessionJRSS@gmail.com. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't like. If you're an artist who wants to come into the studio for an episode, contact us as well. We'll be more than happy. We are looking for bands. We do want to stress right now that things are going to start off a little slow. It might be, at this point, one new band a month, but I'm going to try and put out, we want to try and put out at least 2 episodes per month to keep you guys engaged until we can get to the point where we can bring in more than just one new band a month. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is for the supplemental episode, the ones where we don't have an actual band in here, I might take a song, play it for you guys, and break it down and break down why I like it, the production of it, the arrangement. Again, I'm young in this industry. I haven't been around a lot as far as, you know, some other people, but I know what I like, and I think I'm good at what I do with things. And I really want to talk to you guys and share with you why I love certain music and why I love certain things. And if you have any suggestions as to songs you might like to hear me break down, please, again, connect with us. Let me know. I'll be more than happy to do an episode based on a song that you guys suggest if I like the song. I don't want to get on there
I've got some songs I want you to break down.
Okay, sweet. I don't want to get on there with a song that I don't like and break it down because I'll just tear it apart. Nobody wants that. But if it's a song I like, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to let you guys know why I like it. And I'm going to, you know, go through everything and what I think about everything and how it's been put together, arranged, produced, so on and so forth.
Sounds like a plan. Well, we look forward to everyone tuning in and taking a listen.
Yes, please. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please continue. Go on our YouTube, go on our Facebook, our all of our social media. Like us, subscribe, tune in, connect with us. Let us know what's going on. You will be hearing from us as frequently as possible, and hopefully the frequency will build over time.